Hey everybody, this is Bauski, and I'm doing another Shoutcast with replay from Reddit's r/castit. If you don't know what r/castit is, it's a little subreddit community where amateur players post their replays, and amateur casters like me can cast them for funsies. So if you've ever wanted to cast a game or have your game casted, come join us at r/castit and yeah, say hi. But let's get on with the game. This is the map Sick City, and today we have the players, both from comp, good friends, Theo and Meristematic. Jesus, what a name. So we have the orange term Meristematic at the top, and at the bottom left we have the yellow Protoss Theo. This map is called Red City, for those of you who don't watch a lot of GSL or have played the latter, and it is a freaking weird-ass map with very interesting and different kind of chokes at the natural. So here, for the main, we have a regular 2x2 choke, but at the natural, we have a little upper placement here as a defensive position and a very wide choke leading into the natural. Going down to Theo's side, you can see he has a very similar composition. I really think this map favors early aggressiveness of Protoss, especially if you can get a mothership core around here to deal with any units here or any units here, and you know, with this wide choke, very hard to defend. We have Meristematic here with the barracks coming down, trying to lead Theo's probe out of the way. Refinery going down as well, so maybe we'll see some quick tech coming out. Meanwhile, at Theo's base, he is taking both of the gases. Gateway's almost done, and it's soon to be probable that he will be getting his cybernetic score as well. This is a 4-player map, or 4-position map. However, both players have found each other pretty spot on, and now we'll just have to wait and see what these two players are going to decide to do. There's that cyber core, it's gone down. Meristematic has been scouting all along in Theo's base to know what is going on. Theo is just pumping out as many drones as he can, second pylon going down, and as soon as the cybernetic core goes down, we'll likely see a stalker. Yes, and a Reaper for Meristematic is the first thing to come down, and maybe we'll get to see some kind of Reaper scouting / harassment, and then possibly an upgrade into a quick factory. If you're curious about what kind of things they were saying in the beginning, because I didn't get to see, I'm going to open up the message log, but that actually pauses the game, so we're just going to have to skip that for now. Mothership core now coming up, and the gateway is pushing out that first stalker, and the cybernetics core has started researching the warp gate technology. Another pylon is up or coming, and the SCV is still inside Theo's base looking at everything going on, but the stalker's finally out and decides to get rid of that drone probe SCV. Third time's a charm. Meristematic with the quick command center going down, and a barracks, and we'll likely see another barracks soon, but I'm really curious to know what he's going to do with all of this gas. There we go. The factory has finally gone down. The second barracks going down just for safety measures, and it'll be interesting to see what kind of tech path Meristematic decides to go through. Meanwhile, at Theo's base, he has gone for the Stargate as soon as he has gotten rid of the SCV from Meristematic. Mothership core still around the main base, drawing up energy just in case some kind of crazy things happen, and photon overcharge is almost there. Stalker leading to Meristematic's base, the first one already there, and now he's going to start harassing, and with good micromanagement, Theo can do a lot of damage towards just these Marines, because no matter how many Marines you have, stalkers, they're a lot quicker and they have better range. It's kind of a horrible deal. Second command center being turned into an orbital command very quickly. Third barracks going down. Has the second gas been taken? No. And an engineering bay is coming up. What is he thinking of doing with the factory? We still do not know. one of the Marines decides that it's wise to go up into that place I was talking about, and the stalkers, 3 stalkers, decide to go back home as an oracle is starting to pop out. Meanwhile, Theo is putting down his own nexus here, albeit a little late with the oracle. He'll probably get a lot of damage done, and seeing these stalkers go in, it's going to be quite interesting to see what kind of harassment can be done, because the oracle, don't you know, kills a lot of Marines very quickly as well. Theo with 590, 600 minerals, possibly gonna put down a wide variety of gateways. The oracle now coming in. Wait, what happened to the oracle? Oh, the oracle's over here killing all of these guys. Nyuk, 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 nyuk. Stalkers decided to go home, actually. And, ooh, Oracle's gonna have to be careful, or Meristematic's gonna be able to take down this Oracle. Oracle does, leave safely. Stalkers have decided to go home. I really feel like he could have done a bit more damage if he had gone in at the same time as the Oracle and put some pressure on all sides. Finally, a Marauder has come down to deal with the Stalkers. Sadly, one Marauder will not be able to suffice. Tech Lab has gone down for Stem Pack, and more barracks are going down. Meanwhile, the Oracle has killed a couple more units, putting him at, what is it? Control A? Bing. Nope. That's not it. Control R. Here we go. Workers killed 412. Wow. Theo has done a lot of work so far. Theo with the Nexus down now and putting more guys on it, and 3 more gates coming up. And is this another Oracle? No. 2 Phoenixes out in play now, and it's gonna be curious. I'm gonna be curious to see what kind of work he decides to do with these Phoenixes. Phoenixes. Meanwhile, back at home, Meristematic, getting up to his ideal biomass formation, a little supply blocked at hand, has the reactor at the starport, and it won't be surprising to see him start pushing out those double medevacs, depending on what he scouts. If he sees a robo, or robotics bay, he'll probably maybe even skip the medevacs and start going for the anti-Colossus unit, the Viking. But we'll have to see. Meanwhile, the Oracle being a holy bastard, and now if we take a look at the worker count, 17 workers killed. That is just too much. Too much. And how do you get 18 and 17 here? How does that work? I don't even know. I guess a Marine was killed at some point. So, you know, that's happening. And Meristematic in a highly econ-pressured situation, but trying to keep a good hand on everything and just pushing out more and more units. Because that surely is the key. 2 more supplies depot going down for Meristematics, while finally the Colossus starts pushing out, and the Thermal Lances is being researched as well. A Forge and a Twilight Council going out. Theo going in all sorts of directions here as he's about to upgrade probably melee, or let's see, attack 1 for his Protoss units, as well as getting the Twilight Council for what? Seeing the units so far, he's probably going to go for the charge. Back at home, we have more supply depots going down. A observer being sneaky here. Meanwhile, finally, with the supply depots in charge and him getting his 2-2, the first medevac is coming down to start healing these units. The Oracle has filled up on power a bit more now, and it's only a matter of time before he goes in again to kill more units. Back at home, this Thermal Lance is still going on, and the second Colossi is coming out. Nice positioning by Theo. Just in case any kind of attack comes, Meristematic, curious, sends a Marine to see what is going on. And I think he's seen quite about everything, and he knows exactly what's going on. The question is now, will he change the Vikings? And indeed he does. Sadly, he's not making things 2 at a time because he's kind of short on gas right now. However, just because he's short on gas doesn't mean he should change to gas, especially when he knows that he's way behind on minerals as well. If we look at the unit count right now, up here we have 32 workers to 44 for Theo. That's pretty brutal, and Meristematic is going to have to do some kind of Wonderful harassment to get back in this game. Now the charge is going up for the Zealots. Second Colossi is down. Third one is on its way, if only a pylon is put down. Meanwhile, Meristematic decides to go for that third command center, and more workers are still being pushed out. Yeah. Plenty of workers here. Not enough workers there. Meristematic short on cash still, and that Oracle. What happened to that Oracle? Still hanging around over here, and Meristematic says worth. I don't know what that means. Worth. Well, they know what it means. I guess it's the client thing. Worth. Theo with nearly 1,400 minerals now, probably gonna be able to put down a couple more gateways and really start pushing out his units soon. And more pylons being put down as he is a little pylon block, and the stalker is doing a little bit of stalking, just stalking around. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. Viking taking a routine patrol here, finding Theo's little Oracle, who's done so many kills, and finally killing the Executor Oracle. Back at home, he is still pumping out as many guys as he can and putting down another Viking. And with 4 medevacs, he is in a pretty good standing, especially with a 2-1 upgrade so far. Let's check on the upgrades of Theo here, getting his 2 now, or getting his armor 1 with weapons 1 upgrade, and another forge going down, and another Colossus as well, with a couple more gateways. It feels like Theo is going to be able to get to 200 way before Meristematic, but we'll have to see, as both players are just kind of macroing up. More Marauders being mixed into this group, which is always a great composition, I feel. And a Templar Archive just getting missed by Meristematic's scan, who sees a ton of gateways. Now all the way up to I don't even know how many gateways. Let's look at the tech structures. We have 3? Huh. I really thought there'd be a lot more. Well, we can't count these because they haven't been built quite yet, but there is 6 now, and there's 4 more coming up. So he's going to be at a total of, I don't know what 6 plus 4 is, 10, right? I knew that. And now, Psionic Storm as well being researched, with a couple of High Templars already gaining energy. So it's only a matter of time before this army becomes way too deadly to handle. At this point, it means that Meristematic is going to have to... Oh, I'm missing this Observer. How sad. How very sad. At this point, it means that Meristematic really has to start thinking about getting some ghosts, but sadly he hasn't seen this Templar Archive, and he doesn't know about this army. So he can't really know when to counter, especially as Terran. If you counter too early by making the ghosts too early, there's a good chance you can just lose in the race of armies, so he can't do anything. Meanwhile, Meristematic really pumping up his workers now, pretty much decently saturated at all 3 bases, and pumping out more and more guys, researching his 3 attack, and getting his 2 armor now. In turn, Theo is getting his 2 attack and getting his 2 armor as well, and both players are on 3 bases fully saturated. Right now we have a unit count of 155 for Theo and 145 for Meristematic. It's really gonna depend on how many good counter units that both players have. Meanwhile, Theo has a very good idea of what's going on. He sees everything, so it's no problem for him to know how good his army composition is, and Theo at this point decides it's the perfect time to attack, including the Mothership Corps, so we'll have to be very careful and see what happens. Meristematic getting to 160 here, and in just a couple of seconds he's going to be at 165, very close to Theo's army. But with these chokes in Red City, well, you're about to see what happens when there are a ton of chokes and you go against the Death Ball. The Colossus moving in town, not enough Vikings to take care of everything. The storm's going down. All of Meristematic's workers, army units pulling back to run away from the storms, but the High Templars still have a ton of storms left, and the medevacs are slowly getting killed and getting feedback, and now there are only a couple of Marauders left, and still 2 Colossals have 1 guy king taking care of it, and the Zealots are now trying to get rid of all of the Marauders. The Vikings still taking care of the Colossi, but the High Templar is soon turning into Archon, and now with 1 Colossus left and still a couple of Zealots and 2 Stalkers, it's Meristematic in a very heavy position. The Marauders are still pumping out, but it's just not enough, and even if he takes care of these Zealots, Theo seems to be in a very, very nice position. However, these Marines and Marauders come in to concentrate fire on a couple of different units, taking down the Archon, and now the Colossus is in danger as 3 Marauders are out, and finally take care of Theo's army. Meristematic doing a very good job of continually producing his unit count at 105, while Theo is just at, well, suddenly, thanks to the warp gates, is able to produce a ton of units. High Templars once again have entered the field, and already their psionic storm is ready, and the charge lots are good and willing to take in the next engagement. And finally, the Mobius reactor is being researched, and ghosts are about to come into the field. 2 Vikings have also joined the fight, 1 Colossus being produced at a time, as long as both players continue on with their macro. Theo might actually be in a decent bit of trouble. More barracks coming down, which is the right choice, as 3 for the armor has finally gone down, as 3-3 for Theo is also about to finish. 4th base being taken by both players, and a 5th extra being taken from Meristematic, who is in the Zuri position of having to be up at least 1 more base than normal. Beautiful scan going down right here for Meristematic, and he realizes what kind of armies come in soon. Nice little hit from some Widow Mines going down there. Sadly, the storm's already going down, and no ghosts inside so far, and these Zealots start ripping apart everything, and all of the High Templars start turning into Archons right in front of them. But Meristematic has plenty of units and starts destroying these Archons one by one, and as more and more units come out, there's nothing Theo can do but pull back once more. Phoenix, interesting enough, doing a little battle here as well. Almost taking those medevac, who is left with 4 HP. I hear things, but I don't know what the hell is going on. Well, there must have been a Zealot there. Back at Theo's base, more High Templars have been added in, more Zealots are being pushed out, and more Colossi are there. These gateways have not been changed into warp gates yet, but in the heat of battle, gentlemen, things can happen that you don't expect. More medevacs being pumped out, and thanks to his medevacs still being saved from the previous battle, now Meristematic can go back into Viking production to fight against the Colossus that are coming. Meanwhile, Theo decides to take a different approach and start going Void Rays. Meristematic, meanwhile, has started fully saturating his 4th base, and his 5th base is already done. Gas is being taken as well. Are there ghosts to be seen? Still not yet, as more and more army units are produced. More Marauders, more Marines, and now even Terran ship weapons is being researched. Very good. Very good. Terran ship weapons! Terran ship weapons! Anyway, back at Theo's base. Same similar composition of High Templars, Zealots, and Colossi being researched up or taken, and now shields are even being upgraded, and scan goes down, barely missing everything for Meristematic, who is sending 1 Widow Mine to Theo's 4th in a sneaky fashion, but actually gets caught at his 3rd by a photon cannon way in the front, but he still makes a pass and is able to put down at the 3rd, and now, boom! A couple of workers gets taken out by Meristematic, who starts dropping, ever so slightly, ever so gently, with 2 Marauders and 1 Marine. Interesting combination. Seeing this, or actually worrying about the Widow Mine, Theo comes here to take care of the Widow Mine, and meanwhile Meristematic starts trying to take care of Theo's bases, and Theo has to run all the way away to try and take care of it, but instead decides to go for a full push at the front. huge army for Meristematic here, and all of these zealots look like they're going to be in pain. Nice storms going down by Theo, however damaging his own zealots a lot, and he's going to have to be very careful. Another nice storm going down, and now all of these High Templars being turned into Archons once more. But once again, there are plenty of Marauders around, and Theo finally has to GG, as all of his bases are kind of in trouble. Good game by both of the teammates from Comp. Thank you for sending in the replay, and I hope you enjoyed my casting. For those of you who want to get your games casted, like I said, I repeat, go to rcasted and say hi to all of us, and put on a game or take one of the games and cast it yourself. If you want me to specifically cast it, I have a new email address now specifically for this. It's bauski.sc2@gmail.com, and you can find me at... Wait, that's the only place you can find me. Actually, on Reddit, you can just find me as Bauski. But yeah, so send me a replay if you want me to cast it, and I hope you enjoyed the games, and I will see you tomorrow. Have a good one.